Okay, thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for being here for this meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Carmel. Before we get started, as always, we're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. So everybody please rise, and Councilwoman McDonough, would you lead us?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the men and women who are overseas and here abroad and here in our states, fighting for our freedom. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Sue. Okay, once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for being here this evening, and thank you all at home for watching this meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Carmel. Today's date is Thursday, September 16th, 2021, and tonight's Town Board meeting is a Town Board voting meeting. Will be the first half of the meeting, and the second half of the meeting will be a Town Board work session. So it's a combined voting and work session meeting. We have 13 resolutions on for tonight's Town Board voting meeting, and we have 3 resolutions for the Town Board work session. For the record, all Town Board members are present with us this evening, as is our Town Clerk, Ann Spofford, all the way down to my right. Ann, thanks for being here. Down to my left is Greg Fulchetti, he's Carmel Town Council, and Chief of Police is here with us tonight as well, Anthony Hoffman, and probably 5 or 6 of our police officers are joining us here tonight. And the reason that they're here tonight is because the first order of business is to hire a new probationary police officer for the Town of Carmel Police Department. And the first resolution will be appointing the police officer as a probationary appointment, and that's Police Officer Aaron Reynolds. So without further ado, Councilman Shannon, would you please read resolution number 1?
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as Commissioners of the Town of Carmel Police Department, hereby appoints Aaron Reynolds to the position of police officer in the Town of Carmel Police Department, effective immediately, at an annual salary of $63,997.60 on a probationary basis, subject to the provisions of civil service law and civil service rules and regulations. I offer this resolution with pleasure.
Second.
Second as well. So seconded by the board.
Full.
Yep, full board blank, second. Okay, full board seconded it. Roll call vote.
Councilman Channel.
Yes.
Councilman Borelli.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
With pleasure.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes, with pleasure.
Supervisor Shea.
Yes, with pleasure as well. Congratulations, Police Officer Reynolds. So a little bit about Police Officer Reynolds. Officer Reynolds is a veteran of the United States Army with multiple overseas deployments. He has previously served as a federal air marshal with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and is currently serving as a police officer with the City of Beacon Police Department. Educationally, Mr. Reynolds holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Criminal Justice, Homeland Security from SUNY College. As I stated, Mr. Reynolds is Police Officer Reynolds is a City of Beacon police officer, formerly now. He joined the City of Beacon Police Department in August of 2018 to present, and he was a patrolman for the City of Beacon, and he had many, many duties and accomplishments and related skills as a police officer in the City of Beacon. Police Officer Reynolds served with the United States Army in Fort Jackson from February of 2008 till May of 2011, and he held the rank of Staff Sergeant, Drill Sergeant, Small Group Instructor, Military Police Instructor, and many, many duties, skills, and accomplishments as well. He was at Fort Bragg from 7 of 02 to 7 of 06, and his rank was a sergeant. He was also a combat engineer and a team leader with many skills, training, and accomplishments as well. He was also a federal air marshal from July of 2011 to August of 2018. And he had many duties, accomplishments, and training and educational related skills as a federal air marshal too. So as everybody can hear, there's many other, the list goes on and on for Police Officer Reynolds. So I could be reading here for an hour. But we're gonna, dispense with that tonight. So, and he's here with it, Mr. Officer Reynolds is here with his family, and his wife, here his 2 young daughters, and his mom is here with him tonight as well. So at this time, we're gonna officially swear you in, Police Officer Reynolds. So if you could come up to the podium, and whichever family member is going to be holding the Bible, come on up. So, Aaron, you're gonna put your left hand on the Bible, so you guys are gonna come over to this side, yeah. Yeah? Left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Aaron Reynolds, do solemnly swear
I, Aaron Reynolds, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the appointed position of police officer
of the appointed position of police officer
in and for the town of Carmel.
and for the town of Carmel,
Yep, that's it, according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my
So
ability.
help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Aaron. Don't- Congratulations, guys. All the best. Chief, you want to do some pictures?
Just there, just some pictures. Yep, right there.
It's official. So we want to, yes, we're going to get pictures. Does anybody want to take some pictures?
Thank you, sir.
So, Chief? So you usually take one up here? Hello? Yeah, right. Oh, I'll move for you, don't worry. Okay, now just one, just you and Chief. Okay, all right. Okay, thanks, Kevin. Thank you, yeah. Aaron, congratulations. Yes. Yeah, all right, all right. Good job, yeah. All right. All right. All right, take care. Best of luck.
I'll make a motion. Right?
Okay. Anderson, Kevin Anderson. Who is that?
Kick him
Okay. Oh, yeah, yes. Okay, so we're going to continue with the meeting. At this time, we do have to go back to accept the town board minutes of August 11th and 18th, 2021. Need a motion to accept those?
I'll make the motion to accept.
Councilman Shano made the motion to accept, seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so the second resolution tonight is a resolution making reappointment of the Town of Carmel Board of Assessment Review. Councilwoman McDonough, would you read two, please?
Sure. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby reappoints Kevin Morris to the Town of Carmel Board of Assessment Review for a term commencing October 1st, 2021, and expiring September 30th, 2026. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Shano. Roll call vote.
Councilman Shano?
Yes.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi? Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried. Okay, next resolution, number 3, is a resolution authorizing additions, deletions to the active list of the Mohawk Volunteer Fire Department. Councilman Lombardi, would you read 3?
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the deletion of the following names from the active list of the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department: Richard Potberg, Taylor McGinnis, Sabrina Selica. And be it further resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the status change from active to exempt for the following member, Alexa Kukula. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilman Shannell. Roll call vote.
Councilman Shannell.
Yes.
Councilman Borelli.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, motion carried. Okay, resolution number 4 is a resolution accepting a proposal and authorizing purchase of firearms for the Town of Carmel Police Department. Councilman Borelli, would you read for?
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, on the recommendation of Chief of Police Anthony R. Hoffman, hereby accepts the proposal of Jurek Brothers, Inc., Greenfield, Massachusetts, for the purchase of 37 Smith & Wesson MP40 M2.0 pistols at a total cost not to exceed $15,908.15. And be it further resolved that Town Supervisor Kenneth Schmidt is hereby authorized to execute any and all documentation reasonably necessary to effectuate the purchase authorized hereunder. And be it further resolved that Town Controller Mary Ann Maxwell is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modifications required to fund the cost of this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lombardi. Roll call vote.
Councilman Shannell.
Yes.
Councilman Borelli.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough. Yes. Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, motion carried. Okay, next resolution, number 5, is a resolution authorizing entry into a contract for Park District property maintenance, Tea Kettle Spout Lake Park District. Councilman Shannell, would you read 5?
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as commissioners of the Tea Kettle Spout Lake Park District, and upon the recommendation of Town Engineer Richard J. Franzetti, P.E., hereby authorizes exercises or its option to extend the existing contract for landscaping and maintenance services for the Tea Kettle Spout Lake Park District with Kiko's Landscaping, Carmel, New York, and be it further resolved that this overall contract price for years 2022 through 2024 shall not exceed $20,250, with extensions options in favor of the district for years 2025 and 2026 at an annual contract price of $7,500 per year. And be it further resolved that upon presentation of insurance certificates in form acceptable to Town Council, Town Supervisor Kenneth Schmidt is hereby authorized to execute any and all documentation necessary to effect the authorization set forth within the terms of this resolution. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lombardi and Councilwoman McDonough. Roll call vote.
Councilman Shannell.
Yes.
Councilman Borelli.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, motion carried. Okay, next resolution, number 6, is a resolution authorizing entry into a contract for Park District property maintenance, Lake Secor Park District. Councilwoman McDonough, would you read 6?
Sure. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as commissioners of the Lake Secor Park District, and upon the recommendation of Town Engineer Richard J. Franzetti, P.E., hereby authorizes exercise of its option to extend the existing contract for landscaping and maintenance services for the Lake Park District and District with Bella Vista Landscaping, Mahopac, New York. And be it further resolved that the overall contract price for the years 2022 through 2024 shall not exceed $12,150, with the extensions options in favor of the district for years 2025 and 2026 at an annual contract price of $4,450 and $4,550 respectively. And be further resolved that upon presentation of insurance certificates in form acceptable to Town Council, Town Supervisor Ken Schmidt is hereby authorized to execute any and all documentation necessary to effect the authorization set forth within the terms of this resolution. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lombardi. Roll call vote.
Councilman Shannell.
Yes.
Councilman Borelli.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, motion carried. Okay, next resolution, number 7, resolution authorizing signing of change order number 1, Carmel Water District number 2, relining project, and this is for contract C265. Councilman Lombardi, would you read 7?
Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as commissioners of Town of Carmel Water District Number 2, have previously awarded the contract for the above project to Michael's Pipe Services, Watertown, Connecticut, and whereas Town Engineer Richard J. Franzetti, Pre-E, has provided proposed change order number 1 to the aforesaid contract to the Town Board for consideration and review. Now therefore be it resolved, that the Town Board of Town of Carmel, acting as Commissioners of Town of Carmel Water District Number 2, hereby authorizes Town Supervisor Kenneth Schmidt to sign change order number 1 to the aforementioned contract, resulting in no overall contract price increase or decrease. Said change order to be in form as attached hereto and made part hereof. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilman Borelli. Roll call vote.
Councilman Shannon.
Yes.
Councilman Borelli.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, motion carried on that. Thank you. Okay, next resolution, number 8, is a resolution authorizing acceptance of a proposal for microfiltration module, Carmel Sewer District Number 7 wastewater treatment plant. Councilman Borelli, would you read 8?
Whereas Infomark LLC, operator of the Carmel Sewer District Number 2 wastewater treatment plant, and town engineer Richard J. Franzetti have each advised the town board of the town of Carmel that certain components of microfiltration process of the Carmel Sewer District 7 wastewater treatment plant are in need of replacement. And whereas Infomark and the town engineer have each further advised the town board that the acquisition of the aforesaid microfiltration modules are exempt from the New York Municipal General Law as a sole source exemption. And therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Carmel, acting as commissioners of Carmel Sewer District Number 7, hereby accept and adopt the recommendations of Infomark and the town engineer, and accordingly authorize the acquisition and installation, replacement, microfiltration module unit for the CSD Number 7 wastewater treatment plant from Film Tech Corporation at Gina, Minnesota, at a cost not to exceed $43,437.60, in accordance with the proposal dated August 17, 2021. And be it further resolved that a sum not to exceed $8,160 is hereby authorized for the cost of installation of said microfiltration module units. And be it further resolved that Town Controller Mary Ann Maxwell is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget revisions to effect the aforesaid purchase transactions authorized herein. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilman Lombardi and Councilman Shannon. Roll call vote.
Councilman Shannon.
Yes.
Councilman Borelli.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, motion carried. Okay, next resolution, number 9, is a resolution awarding a bid for the Carmel Water District Number 2 water main lining project, and this is Phase 2 of Contract C-265. Councilman Shannon, would you read 9?
Whereas the town board of the town of Carmel has previously authorized advertisement for the solicitation of bids for the relining of approximately 24,400 linear feet of water main in Carmel Water District Number 2, contract number C-265, and whereas such bids were received and opened on August 30th, 2021, and now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Carmel, acting as commissioners, Carmel Water District Number 2, and upon the recommendations of design engineer J. Robert Fulchetti Associates LLC, hereby awards said contract to Mainlining America LLC, Buffalo, New York, the low responsible bidder meeting specifications, New York, at the unit cost contained within the aforesaid bid, and at an estimated contract price of $3,248,400. And be it further resolved that upon presentation of insurance certificates and performance and labor and material bonds in form acceptable to the town council, Town Supervisor Kenneth Schmidt is hereby authorized to execute the contract documents pursuant to this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Shannon.
Yes.
Councilman Borelli.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, motion carried. Okay, next resolution, number 10, is a resolution authorizing award of a contract for the purchase of bulk diesel fuel. This is for the Town of Carmel Highway Department. Councilwoman McDonough, would you read 10?
Sure. Resolved that the town board of the town of Carmel, upon the recommendation of Town of Carmel Highway Superintendent Michael Simoni, hereby authorizes the award of bid contract for purchase of bulk diesel fuel for the Town of Carmel Highway Department for the period commencing retroactive to August 27th, 2021 through August 24th, 2023 to Global Montello Group Corp. under New York State Office of General Services, Group Number 5602, Award Number 23237, and Contract Number PC 67022 at the price per gallon not to exceed $2.637 for number 2 diesel and $2.1314 for number 1 diesel. I offer this resolution as read.
Okay, seconded by Councilman Shannell. Roll call vote.
Councilman Shannell.
Yes.
Councilman Borelli.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, motion carried. Okay, next resolution, number 11, is a resolution authorizing advertising for bids for Highway Department materials. Councilman Lombardi, would you read 11?
Resolved that pursuant to the request of Michael Simoni, Town of Carmel Highway Superintendent, the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes Town Clerk Ann Spofford to advertise for bids for the purchase of the following items for fiscal year 2021: sand, guide rail, and winter mix. And be it further resolved, the Town Highway Superintendent is to furnish detailed specifications for the above to the Town Clerk to be used in conjunction with the town's general bid conditions and specification. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. Councilman Borelli, roll call vote.
Councilman Shannell.
Yes.
Councilman Borelli.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, motion carried. Okay, next resolution, number 12, is a resolution authorizing partial refund of building permit fee. Councilman Lombardi, would you read, Councilman Borelli, would you read 12?
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, upon the recommendation of Town of Carmel Director of Codes Enforcement, Michael Carnazza, hereby authorizes a refund of duplicate fee for building permit application for the property known as 24 Dreps Drive, Town of Carmel, tax map 74.16-2-54.1, in the amount of $500 to Vilma Noje. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. Roll call vote.
Councilman Shannell.
Yes.
Councilman Borelli.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, motion carried. Okay, the 13th and final voting resolution tonight is a resolution awarding a bid for townwide water storage, rehabilitation, and construction, and it's the contract C-268. Councilman Shannell, would you read 13, please?
Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Carmel has previously authorized advertisement for the solicitation of bids for the townwide water storage rehabilitation and construction project, Contract C-268, and whereas said project involves new water tank construction for Carmel Water District Number 2 and auxiliary site improvements, water tank rehabilitation tanks in Carmel Water District Number 3 and Carmel Water District Number 8, pump station upgrades in Carmel Water District Number 8, and new tank construction and ancillary site improvements in Carmel Water District Number 14. And whereas such bids were received and opened on June 30th, 2021, and now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as commissioners of the various water districts within the Town of Carmel, and upon the recommendations of design engineer Weston and Sampson, hereby award said contract to Arnold Construction Company, Inc., Kingston, New York, the low responsible bidder meeting specifications NY, New York, at the unit cost contained within the aforesaid bid and at an estimated overall contract price of $2,624,850, and be it further resolved that upon presentation of insurance certificates and performance of labor and material bonds in form acceptable to Town Council, Town Supervisor Kenneth Schmidt is hereby authorized to execute the contract documents pursuant to this authorization. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. Roll call vote.
Councilman Shannell.
Yes.
Councilman Borelli.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, motion carried. Thank you. Okay, that completes the voting meeting agenda items for tonight, first portion of the meeting. Is there anyone here that would like to come up and comment on the agenda items that we just voted on this evening? If so, come on up at this time. Okay, all right. So we're going to wait until the end for the open forum, new business open forum. We'll move to the, so I need a motion to close the voting meeting?
So moved.
So moved by Councilman Lombardi, seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I need a motion to open a work session?
So moved.
So moved by Councilman Lombardi to open
Second.
this work session, seconded by Councilman Shannell. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so the work session is now open, and we're going to go to the review of the town board minutes of September 1st, 2021. Does any town board members like to comment on September 1st town board minutes? Okay, there being none, first item on the work session agenda, Mary Ann Maxwell, Town Controller. Hey, Mary Ann. Mary Ann is here to
No.
consider year-end 2020 LoSAP annual reports for Carmel Ambulance District and Carmel Fire Protection Districts 1 and 2. Mary Ann, take it away.
Good evening. So you have in your packets here a more detailed snapshot of the annual reports for Carmel Ambulance and Carmel Fire Protection District number 1 and 2. We currently have our investment assets with Glens Falls National Bank, and over the last 5 years, it's done very well. If you look at, I did print out just a couple pages for you guys to take a look at. So for Carmel Ambulance, the contribution for 2021 will be $20,978. And if you look at the bottom of the page, the funded ratio is 126% as compared to 120% last year. So the fund is doing very well. If you look at the second page of Carmel Ambulance, from 2014 through 2021, well, 2020, year-end 2020, the funded ratio has done well with just contributing the minimum. So that means that the investments are doing well that we have with Glens Falls National Bank for Carmel Ambulance. For Carmel Fire Protection District number 1, the contribution for 2022 is $162,182. The funded ratio is currently at 100%, up from 93% last year. So we were having issues with this, with the fire protection district, not issues, but that we weren't getting the funded ratio. So over the years, I've been contributing more than the minimum. I worked with Jonathan Schneider on this years ago, and we brought the fund back up, and I think it's done well. And also Glens Falls National Bank has done well with the assets. So the funded ratio in 2017 was 75%, and now it's up to 100% for Carmel Fire Protection District number 1. Carmel Fire Protection District number 2, the funded ratio is 104%, up from 98%. And again, in 2017, we're at 81%, and I continue to contribute more than the minimum to these funds, and the investments are doing well. So.
Good.
Yep.
Great.
A couple weeks ago, I did request RFPs because the contract is up with Glens Falls National Bank. I did receive 5 RFPs back. I'm in the process of reviewing them with PenFlex, so I'll probably be bringing those to the board at the next work session.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
but
great.
I'm very happy with how Glens Falls has been helping.
Yeah.
Has been handling our investments. So.
Yeah, they've been very good.
Yeah.
Doing a great job.
Yeah,
Yep.
the performance. The market's been good too. So that helps.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Very good.
Okay, does anybody have any questions or comments for Mary Ann on this item? No?
Okay.
Okay, great. Thanks,
Okay.
Mary Ann.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, number 2, Mike Simone, Carmel Highway Superintendent. This is to consider a request to acknowledge payment for emergency repairs and services. Mike, welcome.
Good evening. This is in review of purchases we've made this year, and it's really in regard to, it's a number that falls before you because of the procurement policy, but it's also a number that falls outside of the bidding process. Just want to make you aware of that. Due to the pandemic, there has been a severe shortage in plastic pipe, polyethylene pipe in the East Coast and probably all over the United States. Give you an idea, I've had a spreadsheet done. The Town of Carmel Highway Department, between last year and this year, has put 19,862 feet of pipe in the ground.
Say that again, Mike?
19,862 feet of pipe in the ground.
That's great.
12, 15, 18, and even up to 30-inch pipe. So I believe the way to have good roads is to have good drainage. So we do a lot of drainage in the Town of Carmel. But being that what it is, because of the pandemic and this shortage, and because we have a very short construction season of 16 weeks, we did purchase from a local vendor, but he did not get state bid and was not on the, he was not awarded in the bidding process. So we ended up paying some more. So I just want to make you aware that we paid some more. It's not in the bidding process, but we got the pipe and it's in the ground. And I think going forward, and the way I'm hearing it from other superintendents and a lot of the vendors we have going forward, we're going to have some problems getting not just state bid or bid stuff. We're just going to have problems. Tires, parts for truck. It's getting really bad out there. And I don't know what the future's going to bring, but it's not good if they're telling me,
Are these materials out that we usually get on state bid that we're not able to even get on state bid anymore?
Well, again, I've been told, unfortunately, last year I did buy a lot of plow blades because, steel is something that's really out there quite a ways. So I do have quite a bit, but I am going to be looking to see if, and everybody's told me, purchase before the winter so that you have stuff in stock.
I was gonna
And that's what
suggest-
if I have the money in my budget, and, I come back to you whenever if I do a need to do this, but, again, the shortages are showing up almost daily. I have no idea what's going, then all of a sudden you find out this is going to be short, so.
Do you anticipate there being, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Do you anticipate there being a shortage of drain pipe for next year's?
I do. I will tell you that I just today, I put an order in on August 3rd. Usually it takes me 10 days to 2 weeks to get pipe. It was for 1,600 feet of 12-inch pipe and 600 feet of 15-inch pipe. I received it today. And the vendor who I received it from, it was off state bid. First, never knew when it was coming and found out. I talked to him today to tell him, thanks for getting pipe. He says, you got it. He was shocked. And then said, well, if you really need to stockpile some, because, and again, it's hard to tell you right now, but I have a feeling that we're going to have to stockpile some more pipe.
I was gonna suggest, maybe, do we have to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking into going into the future. And again, steel, I know that I've ordered trucks, which would authorize back in April. I won't see them until probably next summer. Again, they're.
Mike, we have police cars that we're waiting on from 2021, from this year.
Yeah.
That they have the dealership can't tell us when they're going to be delivered.
No.
They have no idea.
No,
So everything is backed up.
yeah.
How are you for road salt, winter road salt?
The road salt bid just came out. It comes out every September 1st. As you are aware, I have to put my order in April for the following year, and I don't find a price out until September. It did go up $8 a ton for our area. We're pretty good now. I believe there's going to be a lot of salt. The problem there is
Delivery.
trucking.
Yeah.
They can't get enough truck drivers.
Right.
I mean, it hurts everywhere we look at, every part. So, again, I have money in the budget. I'm going to try to fill my barns as best I can, but, I don't have a crystal ball when it's going to snow, but I definitely want to be prepared for it and, and go from there, so.
All right. All right, great. Thanks,
Okay.
Mike.
Thanks,
Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so the third and final agenda item for the work session tonight is to consider request to renew an intermunicipal agreement, an IMA, with Putnam County Office of Consumer Affairs for shared electrical inspection services. This is something that we've done in the past, and I have some correspondence here from Mike Budzinski, PE Director, and this, again, the intermunicipal agreement for shared electrical services with local municipalities. Attached for your review and approval is a proposed IMA agreement for electrical inspections, which is the same content as the previously approved agreement with the county and towns. The proposed agreement shall continue until December 31st, 2026. If you have any questions regarding the agreement, please contact Zana Diaz, Senior Deputy County Attorney, and she will provide you additional information upon your request. So I spoke to Greg about this, the IMA for electrical inspections. We've done this in the past previously, and this is a renewal of the prior or the current agreement, and it will continue until December 31st, 2026, if the board's inclined to enter into the agreement with the county. Greg, you just want to speak on this for a minute?
Sure. This is, rather than have your own electrical inspections or your own group on retention to do that, the county has provided this service, I'd say for the better part of 15 or 20 years, so that the towns have electrical inspectors at their disposal. under contract. And it's a standard form Putnam County agreement that we do for the preparation of the rolls, the tax rolls. We do the outreach agreement with them for the outreach worker every year. So unless, I know there was one technical issue that Councilman McDonough and I had spoken about the number of proposers or the number of vendors, and we're assured that there will be multiple providers, electricians that will be on the list, because obviously it wouldn't be overly practical for them to only have one. But your only other alternative is either hire an electrical inspector or do it yourself with an RFP. So it's treated you efficiently over the years. I spoke to Mike Carnaz about it, and he agrees in that context. So unless there's something that really jumps out at you, I would recommend that you extend the agreement.
Yeah, I spoke with Neil today because the county's actually voting on it tonight. I spoke with him yesterday and then today. Because I did have a concern, and when I was speaking with Mike, when they only had one inspector, there was quite a few issues. But since the county has hired or has contracts with 2 inspectors, he said it's been working out great. My only issue was that in the IMA, everything is singular. It doesn't say that they have 2 inspectors. So Neil was going to talk to them tonight to try to get that into the IMA. That was my only concern. It just doesn't say that they have 2 inspectors.
I think that's more of a drafting issue than anything, rather than an actual functional or logistical issue.
But I mean, it's been working, so I don't not want to do it, but I was just hoping by next week they could put it in the IMA. And that's it.
Okay. All right, great. And you'll have a resolution then for that?
Yeah, for the work session items.
You'd be all right for the work session?
Yeah, I'm going to continue to speak with Neil. I mean, they're voting on it tonight, so if they didn't put it in.
6th. I'm sorry. Yeah, the 6th. We're not voting next week.
Oh, yeah, not next week.
October
Yeah,
6th.
Yeah, if they didn't put it in, I mean, I'll be fine, because I noted, my concern that there would be 2 inspectors.
And Mike, I spoke to Mike Carnazza too. He said it's been working out very well.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, great.
5.6.
Okay. All right. So that completes the agenda items for tonight's Town Board work session. Is there any members of the public that are here that would like to come up and comment on the work session items we just covered? Come on up at this time. No? Is there anybody here for the new business open forum portion of the meeting? Must be a town resident, taxpayer, or business owner. James?
Good evening, everyone. I'm James Carmody from the hamlet of Carmel on the ancestral land of the Wappinger people. I'm glad we got up to a very jovial start in today's board meeting. And of course, as I'm sure we all observed, this weekend was a somber one. And while we're never going to forget our residents who were lost 20 years ago, I also don't think we should be forgetting the people we're losing to the coronavirus pandemic today. So I'd like to ask what your feelings would be on having a memorial to local residents lost to COVID-19 in Carmel, hypothetically.
James, a memorial service or a memorial?
I honestly would...
An actual physical memorial?
I think both would be appropriate, a service and a physical memorial for COVID-19 victims in Carmel.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's something that we could, because we've lost some of our local residents, have sadly passed away from the coronavirus, from COVID. So, yeah, that's something that we could definitely consider doing, for sure.
Great. I hope we can talk more about this.
Okay.
That's a great idea.
Good idea, yep. All right, appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks, James. Okay, is there anybody else here for open forum, new business? Come on up at this time, if there are. Okay. All right, there being none, does town board members have any announcements?
I just have one. I just wanted to mention that on Friday night, September 24th, at the Mahopac High School, prior to the Mahopac football game, there is going to be a small reception at 5:45 in the gym, and then it is for the heroes. it's called a Heroes Night in Mahopac. And it is for the healthcare workers, the firemen, the policemen, the frontline workers, everyone that has gone through a lot, as James said, this past year with COVID. So they do want to, my sister Lynn put it together and is running it, and they just want to really show appreciation to all of these folks who really, every day, they put their lives on the line to help people. So again, if you are a frontline worker, police officer, a fireman, a healthcare worker, please, please, please let us thank you and come to the Mahopac Gym at 5:45 on Friday, September 24th. Then you're going to march out to the field. They have some surprises. You know, I'm not going to give it away what they're going to do, but it's pretty neat. It's just a small acknowledgement, again, to say thank you. And please feel free to stay and root for the home team, Mahopac Indians. Okay? Thank you. That's all I had to say.
Okay, great. Thanks, Susie. Bob, did you have anything?
No.
Frank, I know you have some?
Yeah, I just have two announcements. The first one is we are continuing, excuse me, with our school supply drive here with the box in Town Hall that's benefiting the St. John's Food Pantry in town. So there's a lot of kids who have been benefited, and we thank everybody who's dropped off some supplies. I saw actually tonight there's some little backpacks for some little kids in there, pencil cases, pencils, pens. It really goes, it is appreciated by those in our county because St. John's, you know, services the entire county. So it is appreciated. We're going to continue to the end of this month, and hopefully by the end of this month, everybody will have, the kids will have what they need for school. So thank you to everybody for doing that. And second of all, for nurses, firemen, and women, EMS, please join us for our second annual police walk. This year we are honoring all first responders for what they did last year during COVID. It is Sunday, September 26th at the Veterans Monument on East Lake Boulevard. Sign in at 12 and the walk begins at 1 o'clock. All right?
Great. Thanks, Frank. Thank you. Mike, you have anything? Mike? Okay. All right. So I'm just going to go over our schedule now for the next couple of weeks for the town board. So next Wednesday, the 22nd, the town board is going to convene in public at 7 p.m., I believe it is. Susie, is it 7 for the executive session? And then we're going to, I'm sorry, 6 o'clock, Mary Ann, thank you. So at 6 o'clock on the 22nd, we're going to convene in public, but then immediately go into executive session to discuss personnel for the 2022 town budget. So the board's going to be meeting in executive session next Wednesday at 6 p.m. So we won't be meeting, we're opening the meeting in the public, but then we're going a motion to go right into executive session. The following week, the 29th, is the fifth Wednesday of the month, and we're not going to be meeting on the fifth Wednesday, which is the 29th. We will be back here on Wednesday, October 6th, and that will be for a town board voting meeting. And I'll be presenting the supervisor's 2022 town budget at that meeting as well. So by law, I have to submit my tentative budget by September 30th, which I will be doing with Ann Spofford. But I'm going to be presenting that with Mary Ann Maxwell, the town controller, on October 6th at 7 p.m., Wednesday, October 6th. And we'll have a regular town board voting meeting to follow the presentation of the town budget for 2022. So, and then once I present my budget, then it goes to the full board. So what happens then is the full board reviews my proposed tentative budget for 2022, and then the board can make changes to the budget up until November 22nd is when by law we have to vote on it to adopt the budget for next year. But we'll have a public hearing as well the first week in November for the public to weigh in on the proposed budget. So there's a lot of work that's going to be done between when I submit on the 30th and when the board adopts on November 20th. So a lot of things can change, and that's entirely up to the town board. So we'll all be working, all five of us will be working on it for that period of time. So that's it. So I need a motion to close the meeting. So moved by Councilwoman McDonough, seconded by Councilman Lombardi. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Good night, everyone. Be well. We'll see you back.